What's going on today, guys? I got some Kowloon gameplay for you here, finally. I was beginning to start not to like this map. I'm trying to keep my standards up for you guys, so I don't post like 104 and then like a 64, so I was just trying to break 70 kills and then post some gameplay for you, but let's do this. I'm not going to show you the beginning, because it was kind of boring. It was like 10 and 4, something around those nature. I just wasn't playing well, or I was making stupid decisions, but I switched my classes to a AUG dual mag with Ghost, Sleight of Hand Pro, and Hacker, and then you're like, oh, you're using Ghost, blah blah blah. Well, the reason I like Ghost on this map is because it's very close quarters, and on a map like Jungle or Array, I really don't need Ghost because, yeah, they might have a spy plane, but I'm not in their radar's vicinity. Like, they'll see a red dot in the distance at the very edge of the map, but I'm not near them. On a map like Kowloon, one spy plane might show you 6 people, like, in your vicinity, so I really don't think that a 2 to 3 kill streak merits that, I be on the map at all times. So it's not like I'm rocking a silencer in Ghost, but yes, I am rocking Ghost. I probably would have just done just as well with, Hardline or Scavenger, and it's not like all my videos are even like that. I tend to actually rock, Warlord or Sleight of Hand Pro, or, I would rock a lot of Hacker, but my blue perk is usually kind of spread out, I would say. So, leave me alone. But usually I like to use red dots on a map, or on the AUG, I mean, but for some reason I think that I was able to get away with it because the fighting, the gun battles aren't at such a long distance that I don't actually need an optic sight. So, because the reason I enjoy the AUG is because it's got such a high fire rate, and when you slap a red dot on it, you're able to control the kick and use that high fire rate it has to your advantage. Because I find that on long-range gunfights, that those iron sights, they have a randomized kick, unlike the FAMAS. Because people say the FAMAS and the same gun, but they're not. That randomized recoil changes everything. Because you always know the FAMAS is going to go up to the right, so regardless of how far away your target is, you kind of have a general sense of where your gun's going to shoot. The AUG has a lower kick, but it's randomized. It could be up, down, left, right. It doesn't matter. So that's why I usually prefer the FAMAS over it. But the AUG is actually really solid on a map like Kowloon because it's got good hip fire, high fire rate, and the iron sights are actually open. I like that. I don't like when my iron sights are constricting, like the Galil, the M16. I thought I liked the Commando's iron sights, but they're also very constricting. So I'm starting to stray away from those guns because I don't want to be crippled into using a certain perk or attachment. I feel like perks and attachments are good for certain scenarios, and that I shouldn't just have to use them because, like Scout sucks, or, the red dot sucks. I want to be able to use a gun at its best ability. So like, an M16 might not be your best choice for ground war on Kowloon. It's just, you're going to have a lot of close quarter combat, so you're going to need, good hip fire, and you're going to need high fire rate, because the M16, might only get one burst off before you die, and that's not a smart way to, take on this map. But in regards to this map as a whole, especially for ground war, B is really difficult to take. I find that an experienced player who rocks frag grenades, I personally like Simtex, but a frag grenade can be thrown from so many angles on this map that B is very difficult to take. And I would say that Flakjack is probably a really smart choice for this map. I've seen people do really well with Flakjack, especially in taking the flags. I actually shot a law at a guy today, and all he did was jump. So the law is literally like a foot away from him, and he just took it like a champ and took the B flag. I was like, oh, you. But this building up here is one of those buildings where everybody expects you to be there. But it is a high traffic area, so if you're a very confident player, this building can work wonders for you. But if you don't rock your equipment in such a way, like if you have C4, maybe a Claymore might be nice and motion sensor is nice, but like the C4 would probably be a bad idea, because look, there's like so many entryways in this building. You can get flanked from A, you can get flanked from C. People can come right in the the 2 staircases that go up to it while you're not looking. So you really gotta not stick your head out the window for too long up in that area, because at this scenario we have A and C, which is actually kind of awkward for domination. So it was actually kind of hard for me to tell which side they were going to come from, because especially in ground war, the second you look one way, somebody comes the other way. I've literally had moments where I've looked down a particular angle for like, I don't know, 10 seconds, and the second I leave that angle, somebody comes from it and kills me. It's like, it's like you knew. But I'm going to show you a little bonus clip at the end of like how many defends you can just get on this map. I think the combined 3 of us had like 29 defends. It was really nice. I would have had a little bit more, but some guy got like 5 defends from a China Lake, and I just got like 5 assists. And personally, the defense system is kind of weird. If you didn't know, if there's like 5 guys taking a flag, and let's say you kill 4 of them and drop one to the second chance, if that second chance guy takes that flag, you get 0 defense instead of the 4 you earned. So sometimes the guy might not look like he's helping the team, but if he's trying his best to keep guys off the flag, it might not look like he has any defense at all. But that's just really not your fault. I think I end this game with 7, and in the other game I have 9. So I feel like I helped my team out a little bit. And right there I was playing a little bit campy, I understand, but if you're close to a Blackbird, if you have 5 kills or 6 kills, I would say that you can play a little bit more defensively. That's perfectly fine in my book. But I do get a chopper gunner, and no, that was the other game. Yeah, I do end up getting the gunship this time instead of dying. I just had to play it patiently because they got a counter spy plane, and the gunship chopper is not the best idea for this map. I would have been much better off with dogs and possibly attack helicopter, because people don't seem to shoot it down, and the dogs attack helicopter together is actually quite a dangerous setup, and you're just going to see how really bad a gunship is on this map. The host was good, so I was able to do some work with the gunship, but if it had been a 3-bar, I wasn't going to get any kills. I played a game on a Ray on Monday, I believe. It was a couple days ago, and it was a 2-bar the entire game. Like literally out of 18 people, there was like 15 2-bars, and I got 2 gunships. Surprisingly, I don't know how, and they both got like 2 kills. I could not hit anybody because with a gunship, unlike a chopper, you actually have to lead your target. Well, if you're on a 2-bar, you can't lead shit because you don't have no idea where your target's going. So I was literally shooting at their entire team and was not getting a soul. It was very depressing, but those Strellas just took me out because it doesn't matter how laggy it is, you can always aim at a chopper, especially if one can't shoot you back. But you'd think that napalm would be good on a map like this, but it's not. There's not a lot of long areas where people aren't in a building or structure, because yeah, if you drop on a B, it could be very beneficial to your team and it could cut off routes, but it's misleading. It looks like you could drop a napalm on this map and get 4 or 5 kills, but there's so many structures and buildings that people can hide in. I mean, we are on a bunch of rooftops that it doesn't really help at all. Rolling Thunder might be a really smart choice for this map, because as you can see on that big building next to C, where their entire team's hiding, one Rolling Thunder down that alleyway and in that building could just drop you 5, 6 people, and that's pretty good, seeing as this gunship probably only gets me about 4 kills. But Kowloon is actually kind of a fun map. I didn't like it at first because it was dark and rainy and kind of a clusterfuck, but since then I kind of like it, because like Berlin Wall gets really, really campy, and it's not that fun when it's just like a really, really drawn out domination game, but you're always going to find some action in a 9-on-9 on Kowloon. It's definitely one of the smaller maps. It seems like it's a bigger map, but a lot of the action is kind of compacted into that middle B building, so you can definitely have some fun games on this. I think this might be one of those maps you could probably get 100 kills on, because I keep getting really close, and I'm trying to get one for you guys, but like my game's running so quick. Like I'll get 95 kills in 8.5 minutes, and it's like, that is a quick domination game. If it had gone on for another minute, I would have done it, but no big deal. Not gonna complain. But this gameplay is wrapping down, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please tell me if you like the DLC. There's a First Strike map pack. Personally, the maps to me are okay. They were kind of refreshing, but the zombie map for me actually did the soul it for me, because I'm having a lot of fun on that Ascension map. Kino was getting kind of stale, and 5 is kind of, you don't really do well on it, so nobody enjoys it. But I do like these maps. They're okay. Have a nice day, guys. Oh, and enjoy the bonus clip that'll be coming up in a second.